Alright, so this is my video about the disassembly of the Primus Pocket Trail Stove. It's one of the easier stoves to disassemble, and it's a high quality product with a relative price range. So it's pretty easy. It comes pre-assembled like this when you buy it. So once you use it a couple times, you're going to want to go ahead and disassemble it and clean it. That way you can get down in all the crevices that you can't get when it's assembled. So I'll show you briefly on how to disassemble this and then reassemble it. So there's 4 main components to this stove, so it's pretty easy. Up top, you got your pot holder here. That's the X portion. It also doubles as a retainer here on the bottom. So after that, you have your actual stove portion here. That's where your flames come out. The bottom, there's a heat shield, and then in between both those layers, you can't see it now, I'll show you in a minute, there's a spring. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is just go ahead and push the stove and the heat shield together and compress that spring, and then move it off to one side. Once you move it off to one side, you're going to get what looks like this, because it's going to start to pop off. What you want to do is get it off these clips. That's why you push it to one side. Once it's pushed off the one side, you basically push it to the other side, and it's going to pop right off. See there? I pushed it to the other side, and it popped right off. So here's the heat shield. Over here is the spring, and then with a little bit of manipulation, you're going to go ahead and get your stove portion, and then you have your pot holder and your retainer. So you can go ahead and scrub those down with a little bit of steel wool. Be careful, not scrub too hard. And then go ahead, you can throw it in your dishwasher if you want to, or just with mild soap, whatever you want, depending on the degree of filth you have on it. So basically, before you put it back together, you're going to make sure it's dry and make sure there's no debris in any of the holes around the stove. That's your main concern there. So once you get it back together, it's pretty easy. Just going to throw on the spring right there. Then you're going to go ahead and throw on your heat shield. Alright, and then go ahead and fashion the top on. So you're going to go ahead and throw your retainer on. Again, it's pretty easy. It's going to take a little bit of manipulation. You're going to spring it together and compress it so you're back like this. Once you do that, you're going to push it to one side and while you compress it so you can get it under the retainer. So you're going to end up right where we started, with one side compressed. When you have it off to one side, you're going to go ahead and press it fully and slide it back to the middle. That way it goes right back together. Now the way to make sure it's centered is if you look closely right here, you can see there's a little clip. So you want to make sure that your heat shield is underneath the clip. Once you're good there, you can go ahead and use it. It's 100% back together. It's that easy. If you have any questions, comments, go ahead and email me or leave a comment on my blog. It's Learn, Explore, Survive. So, thanks for your time. Hope it helps.